Okay, so what we got going on here today, we got a brined pork loin, which we're going to just do in the pan here. So I'm going to turn this on to medium. We're going to turn our bake on to 325 just in case I want to finish it in the oven. Not sure where we're at yet. So we're going to be doing some Johnny cakes, also known as a hoe cake. It's basically kind of like a what was I saying? It's basically like a pancake, but not sweet. So we're not going to be adding any sugar to it. We're going to obviously we're going to do a little bit of different things as well. And then we also have what I call a blistered coleslaw. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to saute it super hot to get some really nice blackening on it, and then we're going to do a vinegar dressing on it. So it's kind of like a warm salad, if you would. So, all right, starting off, I'm going to show you how to make a brine. They're super easy. If you don't make brines, get your life right. Start brining shit. So easy. It's so good. So we're going to start. This is one of the things that I always do by weight, at least for the salt and sugar. So a brine comprises of salt, sugar, liquid, and any seasonings you want. So what we're going to do, we're going to start by just adding our salt and sugar. We're doing just a quart's worth of brine. Typically, I do about a gallon, but it's just one pork tenderloin, so I don't need a lot. So we're going to add 50 grams of salt. There we go. Close enough. It doesn't have to be exact. You know, this isn't... It is science. It is science, but it's not over the top. Y'all saying? So we got our salt. Now we're going to add 31 grams of sugar. Oops. There we go. 31 grams of sugar. And now, again, you can do this by weight, or you can, we'll just do it by weight. Now we're going to go to ounces. Come on. We're going to do 8 ounces of, what's it called? Apple cider vinegar. Getting there. That's all right. Okay, so 8 ounces is a cup, just so you know, in case you were wondering. And now we're going to do 8 ounces of water. Again, just a cup. So there we go. 8 ounces of water. Now we're going to get this on the heat. We're going to start bringing it to a boil. I'm also going to add, this is our flavoring, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of red chili peppers, about like that. And I'm going to add 3 crushed sliced cloves of garlic. Let's get 3 cloves here. Oh, that's 4 cloves. Get rid of this guy. Y'all talk about it. I'll have to read that later. So yeah, the only thing you want to avoid adding to a brine is like orange juice or something like that. But honestly, it's okay. You're supposed to avoid using vinegars because unfortunately it does kind of cook the meat a little bit, which you're gonna see with the pork tenderloin. But I'm really trying to get like that barbecue kind of essence. So we'll see how this turns out. I'll be honest, I'm not 100% positive. Never done this recipe before. We're kind of winging it, but that's okay. All right. Ooh, I forgot to throw out my compost. All right, so we got our sliced garlic. Oh, excuse me. All right, so this is boiling, or it's going to come to a boil here pretty soon. Now, what we're doing is called a quick brine. So I'm actually going to take the same amount of ice water as I did liquid, which is 2 cups. So I'm filling just a pint container here. So one of these takeout pint containers, which is 2 cups, with some water. And we're just going to set that aside. Once this has boiled, and we'll let it sit for a minute to really infuse. Oh, dude, I can't wait for that smoker either, by the way. Because if I had it, I would be smoking this. But anyway, got the ice water over here. Now what we're going to do is we are going to make our Johnny Cakes batter. So basically, all it is, like I said before, it's basically just a pancake batter. So let's take a bowl here. Oh yeah, no, I've definitely set off many smoke detectors in my life. All right, so we are gonna start. I have a recipe. See, I wrote a recipe because I knew I was gonna forget it. So okay, here's the recipe. So we're gonna take 3/4 cup of flour. I'm just gonna eyeball it. It's okay. About 3/4 cup of flour. Half a cup of cornmeal. Dude, yeah, I can't say I've done that. Never made a grilled cheese at 5 a.m. Okay, so about a half cup. God, come on. About a half cup of flour, or cornmeal, excuse me. Okay, so our brine is boiling. I'm going to kill the heat and let it cool down a little bit. We need... Oh, I forgot the baking soda. Or baking powder. Give me just a second. That's funny. I do actually have my pancake recipe memorized from the 3 years that I made pancakes every day. But for some reason, I didn't trust myself for this. So, okay, so we're going to take 1 tablespoon of baking powder now. I'm not, no, no, thank you, Major. Okay, and then we're going to take a tablespoon of salt. This might be too much salt, but we'll find out. We're going to find out together, y'all. All right, we're going to mix this together, kind of create one it's a homogeneous dry mix here. Now we're going to take a cup of corn, which is actually just going to be this whole, it's just going to be the whole bag of frozen corn. I did want it thawed, which is why it's in that shallow pan there. And then we're going to take, what did I say, a quarter cup? A quarter cup of green onions. I have some cut right here. So we're just going to kind of eyeball it. Quarter cup, 2 tablespoons, whatever you feels looks good. I think that looks good. This isn't a real recipe outside of the dry and wet. We're going to take, as always, because I don't keep milk on hand, we have some yogurt. So we're going to use that. Now we're going to mix this in. And basically I'm just trying to coat this in the flour so that it mixes a little bit better once we're all said and done here. Okay, so we got that. Now we need to do a cup of liquid, which I wasn't going to separate, but honestly, I don't like the idea of mixing this all in there. So let's think I like this idea better. So we're going to take 1 egg. And 1 cup of, well, half a cup of yogurt and a half a cup of water. So we got our cup measure here. Let's get that half cup yogurt. There we are. Yeah, I almost measured all this stuff out beforehand, and I'm wishing I had now. Now, live and learn, right? We're getting there. Okay, so our brine stopped boiling, so it's cooled down a little bit, probably enough. There we go. A little bit of water here. Because if we use just straight yogurt, it's going to be too thick. That's why we're doing this. In case anybody was wondering. So we got that. We're basically creating milk again, if you would, for lack of a better term. We're making like a buttermilk, basically. Alright. So our brine is cooled enough. We're going to add our ice water. And this is what's called a quick brine. So by adding the ice water, it cools it down real quick. So we're just going to let that sit and melt. Alright. We got our egg and faux buttermilk. See how that kind of has that like buttermilk kind of texture? It's a little bit thicker than milk. Here, hold it here. It's a little bit thicker than milk, but it's not quite like water. That's what I'm going for. So, all right. So we got that. And our salt. Am I missing anything? Double checking the recipe to make sure I'm not screwing anything up. Nope, we're good. Oh, you know what I did forget? Butter. We need a tablespoon of butter, which is right there. And mix that in. Could just use oil if you wanted, but when you have butter, use butter. Why not? It's like if you have bacon, use bacon. I don't care what it is. All right, so we're mixing this in. I'm gonna forego the whip for the rest of the way because it's too thick. We're just gonna use our spatula here, and we're just gonna kind of fold it. And we have this nice, thick cake batter. And that's our Johnny cake batter. Easy peasy. So, I'm going to put this in the fridge for now. And then we're going to grab our tenderloins. Oh, excuse me. So, for this, hang on. Excuse me. A little spice got in my nose. So I'm going to take a container, and you could just brine right in here if you wanted. You know what? Actually, I'm just going to use... I've already dirtied the container, so I'm just going to use it. So what I did originally... as I just took a bag like such, and I just brined it in there. You can see the vinegar is slightly cooking it, which is not ideal, but we should be all right still. So you can do this. This is what I did. What we're going to do this time, though, is I'm just going to put it right in here, mainly just because I've already dirtied this. So we have our pork tenderloin. Oh, I got to show you all how to clean it. Sorry. So when you get a pork tenderloin from the store, it's not ready to be cooked. All right? Let me pull up my sleeves here a little bit. There's some stuff on here you got to clean up. So there's a whole bunch of fat, or some fat. There's this here, which is called a silver skin. And you got to get rid of that. The reason being is it's very tough and it's not very desirable. Now, this fat, for the most part, will dissolve in the pan when you cook it. But even such, I would suggest getting rid of it. So we're just going to remove this fat. And honestly, you don't even need a knife. You can really just pull it right off. You know, it's very, what are they? I can't remember the term for it, but it's very, very easy fat to remove. So you can cut some of this off, or again, you can just kind of pull it. Use a chef's knife. If you want to use a boning knife or some sort of fillet knife, that's fine too. It really doesn't matter. All right, so now for the silver skin, there's this little layer of like connective tissue here on top, which you can pull off if you want. Which you know, I've worked with plenty of chefs who like to remove this whole connective tissue. Personally, I don't really see the need to. So instead, we're just going to take off the silver skin. So I'm going to start right here. Let me move a little closer to the camera. So I'm going to start right here at this line, right where it starts with the fat. And I'm literally just going to stick my knife just underneath it to bring it up. So there's a little bit of meat on here. but not a ton. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this way, and my knife is going to go into it. But I don't want to cut through the silver skin. I want to use, because the silver skin's a little bit more tough compared to the meat, which is why we want to remove it. So if you kind of glide along it, it'll come right off without taking off any meat. So that's exactly what we're relying on. So I'm just kind of like in smooth, long motions, because if I do it short, I'm going to get like that. See what that's like? Like it's kind of got that jaggedness. If I do it nice and smooth, I get that. That's what I want. Here, I'll show you what it looks like if I do it jagged. And it's not, there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't mess up the meat. It just doesn't look good. So I do it jaggedly. That's kind of what you see. It's just not pretty. But if I do it nice and smooth and long, it's nice and clean looking. So one long, yep. See, and that's going to happen sometimes, and that's fine. You can do it just like this and remove it. Again, obviously I have an incredibly sharp knife, so it's easy, but you know, it's you can do it with any knife. I'm really using very little pressure. You know, I'm really just letting the knife and the curvature of the knife do most of the work. So it's pretty easy for a tenderloin. You don't have to do much. So that's it. That's basically cleaned. If you want to remove this fat here, you can. It's not as important. Really, it's all about the that silver skin. Okay, so we've got our tenderloin cleaned. We're going to put it back in our container here. Now we have to cover it with our brine. So we're just going to dump this, making sure it's not hot. It's warm, but it's not hot, so we're okay. It's not going to cook it. What's going to cook it is the vinegar. So we just put it in there. And then for a tenderloin, you really only need to brine it for 2 to 4 hours. So it's in there now. I'll pull it out later tonight. But I wanted to show you how to do that. I didn't want to make y'all wait 4 hours for it, so I did this earlier. So we're just going to lid this and put it right in the fridge. Now, once your tenderloin is done and being brined, you can rinse them if you want. I've never particularly done that. I'm going to rinse this one off because I believe I kind of messed the brine up and didn't add enough water to it, so I want to make sure there's not too much salt on the outside. So I'm just rinsing it off. I'm just patting it dry here. You know, we already put raw meat on here, so I'm just going to throw it right on here, and it can dry off a little bit more. Once you've used the brine once, it's done. There's no saving it. It's served its purpose. Just throw it out. We have our pan heated. You know, I might... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save this pan for the Johnny cakes because I think that it's going to do better for that. And instead, I'm going to heat up my other pan for this pork because we're going to finish it in the oven anyway. So, oopsies. So, we have our non-cast iron pan. We're going to give this a minute here. But I can turn it on high, no problem. And we're just going to get that nice and hot. It's only going to take about a minute. Get rid of some of this stuff. Clean up this meat here while that heats up. All right, so it's already hot. I can smell it. You can hear it. So we're gonna add. We're not gonna use butter on this. I know. I'm changing shit up. We're just gonna use some oil because it's not really gonna impart too much flavor. And the beautiful thing about brining is you don't need to season it. It's done. Like I've seasoned it. It's gonna taste great. So I'm just gonna take this, and because this pan kind of leans back. The hotter spot's going to be here, and the cooler spot's going to be here. So I'm just going to kind of put it right here on the warmer spot. Man, I could have used a little bit more heat. It's okay, though. It's going to heat up fast. So we're going to wait until this thing gets browned in at least 2 spots, and then we'll flip it on the 3rd spot because they kind of sear in like triangles, if you will. So we're going to brown it on 2 spots, finish it on the 3rd spot, and we'll call that pretty good. So we got this guy going on here. I'm going to turn it on. Actually, I'm going to turn it on high because we're going to do the warm coleslaw now. Because why not? All right, let me get rid of this. This is, cross-contaminated, as they say. So now what we're going to do, before we do the Johnny cakes, we are going to blister our cabbage. Or actually, our coleslaw. So what we did was we just bought coleslaw mix. Why not? We're going to grab that, a little bit of Dijon mustard, some, should I use apple cider vinegar or rice wine vinegar? Coleslaw. It's like barbecue, Southern barbecue. I mean, apple cider just speaks to me. Okay, so coleslaw is pretty simple. For me, it's basically your cabbage, carrots, some garlic. Usually, or I say garlic and touch the mustard, but I meant both. Mustard, garlic, and then some vinegar, and then usually mayonnaise. We're gonna omit the mayonnaise because I'm trying to be healthier and a more true me, and so we're gonna omit the mayonnaise. But you could add mayonnaise to it. I'll be honest, mayonnaise in a warm coleslaw is a little odd. So, each to their own. But all right, so our pan's hot. I'm not adding any oil to this because I don't want it to be greasy. When I say blistered, that's literally what I mean. I mean like hot, just it's still raw. I still want this to be raw. I do not want it cooked. But I do want some blackened bits, if you would. But I'm also not going to season this because I don't want any liquid to come out. So we're just going to let it sit. I'm going to turn it a little bit here and there. And then we're going to bring it and put it just right in here. All right. Yeah, that didn't really do what I wanted, but it's okay. We got some color, but it's like weird. It's like not colored here, not colored there, but super colored there. So, that's what happens when you don't use a cast iron pan sometimes. So, what are you going to do? Oh, Jesus. Sorry, my dog just tripped me. All right. Back up a little bit. All right. This should only take a second. So, okay, perfect. Yeah, you see how that's like blackening there? That's exactly what I want. I can smell it. And it smells like I'm fucking it up. But that's what I want. I want that. This is going to add some depth because when we add the sweet and sour, the burnt is going to add that bitter. And that's what I really want. I really want that full kaleidoscope of flavors, if you will. The sweet, sour, bitter. There's not really going to be any umami to this, but we're going to have all the other tastes. And I will probably add a little bit of fat to it in the terms of like olive oil, but I don't want to add it here because again, I don't want to really cook this. I'm really just looking to get these bitter flavors, but not like bitter, but not fucked. There's a difference. Like I want some bitterness, I want some burnt, but I don't want it completely, foobarred here. And it's all. I mean, you can see it's already got liquid coming out. Like if I had everything I wanted, I would do this in a wood-fired oven to get some of that nice, awesome smoke, and just super hot on a super thin layer for like a minute or two, just to get that nice, dark Maillard kind of awesomeness. All right. So we're going to call this seared enough. So we're on our third side. This is now going to go in the oven. I'm going to cook it for 15 minutes. And we'll see what that does. Not really sure, to be honest. Okay, so this guy can come back over to the main burner. Okay, so it's starting to smell a little burnt, which I don't particularly want. So I think that this is pretty good. I think we got enough black here. So we're just going to put it right in this bowl, like such. Don't want to burn my hand. I'm pretty sure I'm going to burn my hand. Hang on. There we go. I should really cool this down in something not deep like that. But it's okay. I am looking for a warm salad. I just don't want it to become a soup, you know? So that's about what I'm looking for. Let's get rid of this stuff. Let me wipe this pan out. Okay, cool. Got all the cabbage out. Now that actually needs to cool down a little bit before we can make our Johnny cakes. So, do I play one game? I think I'm going to play one game of Overwatch while that cooks. No, I'm not. This is way hot though. That does need to cool down. No, okay, we're gonna play one game of Overwatch to kill some time, but I really don't need more than like 5 to 10 minutes. And this pork tenderloin could take 20 to 30 minutes. We'll see. So, all right, let's go play one game of Overwatch, then we'll come back and finish this all up. I want this to cool down before I add all this stuff. Not that I think it'll make a huge difference, but just for, I don't know. My gut tells me to do that, so I'm going to go with my gut. So let's do that. All right, I'll meet you back at the computer. Oh, let me, there we go. All right. So, what was I going to say? Totally forgot. All right. Not important. What do we got? Deathmatch. Let's do a deathmatch. Excuse me. Oh, no. That sucks. We've been having similar issues. Oof. Dude, I've been there, man. That sucks.
Death walks among you.
You guys are in PA, right? What is that? Time Warner, Comcast, AT&T?
Taking the lead.
Oh, I'm dead. Alright, dude. Sounds good, man.
Traveling to the right.
I'll post a highlight for you.
Prepare for battle. Select your hero. Three, two, one, fight.
Death walks among you. Good. Death comes.
Oh, I need some heals.
Repositioning.
Can you hear my dogs when they bark? I have no idea. Oh! Damn! Almost had him.
Cannot hold me.
Enemy needs 15 kills to win.
See some bullets. There we go. Dang it! Was it the same guy? Shoot.
Back from the
I gotta stop missing those shots, man. Oof, got lucky there. Oof. Punched her right in the face.
move out.
There we go. Alright, I need some frickin' heals.
Repositioning.
I didn't know he was right there. Shit.
I'll get my revenge.
Ah, shit. That was a waste of my ult.
Enemy.
I thought the other guy was gonna pop out there. You fucker.
That which doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Oof. Barely made that. What in the fuck?
Enemy needs 5 kills to win. Enemy needs 4 kills.
Jesus, this guy's steamrolling. Dude. I'm not even that far behind number 2. This guy is just smoking bitches.
Enemy needs 2 kills.
Jesus Christ.
Enemy needs 1 kill.
Oh no. Oh, good. I'm not the guy that died and made us all lose the game. Well, not yet. Woo! Worth it. Well, he didn't kill my ass.
Top 3 finish.
Huh. It's pounding out of my chest. Jesus. Well, how long was that game? 5 minutes? That was fun. Oh, dude, that's a bad thing, bro.
I've got you in my sights. Clean sweep.
All right. Well, that was fun. Let's go back and check that pork. Smells good. I can smell the vinegar cooking on the pork. That's a better temp. I feel good about that. This is cooled down nicely. See, perfect. Crushing it here. I mean, it's still hot, but it's more warm. All right. Now what we're gonna do? Gonna add some vinegar. Now that it's cool. Not a lot, just enough to give it a tartness. We're gonna add no more than oh Jesus! No more than a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, which you could use whole grain if you wanted. I prefer the Dijon for this. We're gonna add a little bit of sugar. This is what's gonna balance that bitter, but it's also gonna balance the vinegar. I'm gonna add some salt to taste. And let's mix it all up here and see what it tastes like. All right. My hands off. Let's see. Yep. Beautiful. A little bit of everything. Exactly what I'm looking for. A little sweet, a little sour. Nice little bitterness. Beautiful. I love it. Oh, you know what it needs? It needs a little bit of garlic. A little bit of garlic. Let me get some garlic in here. We're gonna use. You could use fresh for sure, but for the sake of quickness and because I don't really need this to not lovely, not be quick or not whatever. I don't know. I don't need fresh garlic. Is what I'm trying to say. Just gonna use some garlic powder. That's fine. It's gonna be just fine. Also be better if I didn't spill it all over. But beggars can't be choosers. So, okay, let's mix this in. And also the other thing you usually put in coleslaw is onion, which we could have put in here. If the garlic doesn't do what I want, maybe I'll throw some green onion in it. You know, just tie everything together. Let's see. No, I'm good with that. Oh, I'm real good with that. Yeah, that's good. It's nice. It's not too sour. You know, it's not over the top. It's very, very, very edible. Okay. Let's check this pork. So, different ways you can check the pork. I would suggest using a thermometer. I can tell you that by touching it, it's nowhere close to done by how much give it gives me. So this is going back in for another 10 minutes. Okay. While that cooks, we are going to make our Johnny cakes here. All right, so we got our pan. It's warm. We got it on 1 tick, so mid-low. Going to add some butter. Grab a spatula here. They're all dirty in the thing. Well, they're not dirty. They're clean. They were dirty earlier. That's what I should say. Okay. So we got butter in the pan. Gonna grab our dough, or our batter, I should say. Now you could do this just like we did the hotcakes, or not hotcakes, the pancakes the other day on the brunch stream, or you can just do what I'm doing. Frankly, this wasn't even hot enough. But I'm just gonna take a scoop. We're just gonna do however many I can fit in here, which I think is gonna be about 3. I'm gonna flip them. They're not really brown enough, but they're cooking through. See, that's what happens when you start it too low, is they cook before they brown. Come on. Go. That looks pretty good. Could use a little bit more browning, but so far it looks pretty dang tasty. I can't wait to try this. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever done it. Pretty excited about it. So yeah, we'll see what they're like. I think it's gonna be nice for like the barbecue sauce and all that. Actually, I'm super stoked about this. Now, I know I'm trying to eat like more healthy. This shit ain't healthy, so it's got corn in it, and that's about the healthiest thing there is. Shit. Corn ain't that healthy for you, so. But baby steps. We're trying here. I can't just show you guys my weight cut food because it is super boring, and it's very easy, but it is super boring. So yeah, let's like watching paint dry, ain't it? I feel like this happened when I was doing hotcakes too. It's like they're cooking. We're just waiting. I don't want to turn the heat up because it is right where I want it. It just needs to, hand just needs to get there. Test it, see where we're at. Yeah, they're basically cooked all the way. They're cooked all the way. See, they're just not as dark as I. This one's pretty decent. I'm gonna put one here. I'm gonna get some more, guys. Because they just. All right, let's check our pork. Now that the timer just went off, because it's probably done. Excuse me, Boo Bear. Ooh, hot oven. Okay, so Jesus, sorry guys. Hope I didn't mess anything up. Alright. So, I can tell that it's getting pretty close if it's not done just by this liquid here that's coming out. It's, excuse me. It's slightly coagulated. I don't know what to call it. I guess it's kind of blood, but it's not really blood. But you can see that it's like coagulated here. It's coming out not entirely clear. It's still coming out a little pink, but that should be pretty close to what we want. All right, hey, kitchen tip. If you're working with people that don't know what pans are hot, or if you're not adept in not grabbing hot pans, put a towel on the handle. That'll tell you it's hot. Okay, oh, there we go. That's the color I'm looking for. We're just going to give that a little bit more color. All right, let's grab our meat thermometer. And we are just going to triple check that this thing, or I should not even triple, just double check that's what I want it. It's right where I want it. It's actually a little overcooked. It's okay. Yeah. There, that's okay. I stuck it in too far. It's going to be about 150. That's a little bit more than I was really wanting, but it's going to be all right. So we're going to bring this off. We're going to let it rest here for, like I said, about 10 minutes. Now, I don't need this pan anymore, so I'm just going to move the handle so that nobody touches it, especially me, because I'm the dum-dum that would. We got one cake here. I don't know if I need more. I'm going to save this one for tomorrow. So let me put it... I know, it might be a little weird tomorrow, but, you know, I'll heat it up in the oven. It should be fine. Now, I don't know if it'll be fine. It'll be acceptable. Alright, so we're going to do some littler guys here. I'm going to do one more big one like that. That way I have, you know, equal Johnny cakes for tomorrow. And we're going to split this one in half here. That guy. And that's what we're going to have for tonight. And we'll just have a little bit less tomorrow, which is fine. It's perfectly fine. So, we don't need any more starch than that. Alright. That's that. Go in there. We'll kill the oven because we don't need it anymore. No need to wait on plating this. So we're just going to put our coleslaw on. How do I want to do this? I think what I want to do is, I'm going to put this kind of like there, kind of coming down, but like in the middle. Just like that. That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to bring this in just a hair. We'll put it there like that. Let's see what that does. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that. All right, now we're gonna get a little crazy here, y'all. No, I got my spoon here. I should have gotten a bigger spoon. All right, we're gonna take some barbecue sauce. Put a nice little. I'm gonna put 2 spoonfuls right there. All right, make that into a nice little thing, and we're gonna. I think these are kind of outdated at this point, but you know, I still like the way they look. We're gonna bring the spoon. We're gonna use the tip of it to swoosh it. Just like that. Look at that. Almost looks like a restaurant. Alright. 1, 2, round, swoosh. We got this guy. I'm going to put it right there like that. This guy's going to go here like that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alright, now let's cut some of this pork. We are not eating all this pork tonight, by the way. I'm cutting it at a bit of an angle, so I want to go against the grain. We'll do 5 slices for each plate. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I'll do 6 for this first one. What side do I want? Didn't get enough color on it. It's okay. We're going to put these guys here. Typically want to go with odd numbers because it just looks nicer. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brilliant. This one's gonna go like this. Ooh, that's hot. Hot, 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 hot. I really wanted to fan it before I put it on here because see how it kind of fucks the sauce up. Yeah, that one's not as nice. That one definitely looks nicer. Real well. Alright. Y'all ready to try this shit? I know I am. So one of the reasons we rested it is because you see this juice here. I wanted to keep as much of that inside. And this is a little overcooked, even for me. That's definitely a mid-well, if you would ask me. But that's fine. Fine. Alright, let's grab some silverware. Let's try this. Yay. Alright. I can't wait to try this Johnny cake. Oh, dude. Yo. It's like a hush puppy with corn and onion. Oh my god, that's good. But it's not a hush puppy, you know what I mean? Mmm. Dude, that's so good. It's like cornbread hush puppy hybrid. Mmm. Mmm. It's really good with that slaw. You know, sweet, sour. Mm. Like my dog disagrees. Alright, let's try this pork. Obviously, we already tried a little bit. We're gonna try it with some sauce. Yeah, dude. That's what's up. What's good? Pork just as I explained it. Honestly, show stealer, fucking Johnny cake, man. Never had one before. I think I saw it on a TV show. I was like, I should try it. Bro, this is good, man. I love the corn. You know, it would also be really good with like a sour cream or something. Super good. Barbecue. Mmm. 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 Pork, fantastic. Barbecue does overpower the pork tenderloin a bit. I'm being honest. Those two are the Johnny cakes. I'll tell you, man, I love poor people food. It's so damn good. All right, well, before I eat this whole plate on camera, forgetting that I'm on camera, because frankly, I killed it. Thank you for watching. We will be back Friday, and that's when I promise I'm going to do a steak. But for now, this is going to be the end. Thank you again, and I will see you Friday. Oh shoot, I forgot to tell you. Friday, I'm gonna be late. I got this work thing, so I won't be on until after 7, probably closer to 7:30. All we're gonna be doing is cooking. Probably not really any Overwatch. I'll make sure to tweet it out because I have so many followers. And, oh yeah, that is what that is. But if you do watch this, if you are seeing it, I will be on Friday, but I am going to be late. So look out for it. I'll see you then. Thanks again.